Who is Alex Eala's first-round Qatar Open opponent? 18-year-old Czech star who idolizes Djokovic and Sinner. Following her positive run at the Abu Dhabi Open, Alex Eala will compete at the Qatar Open, and she has now learned her first opponent at the WTA 1000 tournament. At the WTA 500 in Abu Dhabi, Eala defeated Zeynep Sonmez and Alexandra Sasnovich before losing to world number 11 Ekaterina Alexandrova in the quarterfinals. The Filipina, who started the week as the world number 45, has risen to a projected new career-high ranking of 39th in the live WTA rankings. Eala will now make a debut at the prestigious event in Doha, which will be held from February 8th to 14th. The 20-year-old will face a fellow rising star, Tereza Valentova, who defeated Irina Rodionova and Eala Seidel to qualify in Doha. Who is Tereza Valentova? Tereza Valentova was born on the 20th of February, 2007 in Prague, Czech Republic to Jitka Janikova and Marcel Valenta. Her mother, Jitka, was a sprint canoeist who represented Czechoslovakia at the 1992 Olympics and Czech Republic at the 1996 Olympics. Valentova began playing tennis when she was 3 after watching her father playing, and she trains at the renowned TK Sparta Prague, a tennis club and training center. In 2024, Valentova named Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner as 2 of her tennis idols. Just the way he plays, Novak I admire, and Sinner, he is great, Valentova said. According to her WTA website bio, Valentova is studying economics. Want more from Tennis 365? Add us as a preferred source on Google to your favorites list for tennis coverage you can trust. Tereza Valentova's career. Valentova achieved some stellar junior results, having won the girls singles and doubles titles at the 2024 French Open and reached the singles final at the 2023 US Open Girls event. The 18-year-old broke into the top 100 of the WTA rankings for the first time in July last year after reaching her maiden two-level semifinal at the Prague Open. This came after she won WTA Challenger 125 events in June and July. Valentova reached her first-ever WTA Tour final at the 250 tournament in Japan in October, losing to Leylah Fernandez. Her best Grand Slam result to date is reaching the third round at the 2026 Australian Open, in what was just her third major main draw appearance. The Czech is currently at her career-high singles ranking of world number 44. She holds a 24-19, 55.8% record in tour-level matches. Have Alex Eala and Tereza Valentova played before? In the pair's first and only previous encounter, Valentova earned a dominant 6-1, 6-2 win against Eala in October at the 2025 Japan Open. Under the white Doha sun, where the air shimmers and the courts glow like polished glass, Alex Eala walks with a memory tucked beneath her ribs. It isn't heavy, exactly, but it's sharp. The kind of memory that hums when you lace your shoes, that taps insistently when you bounce the ball before a serve. Across the net in the first round of the Qatar Open waits Tereza Valentova. Revenge is a dramatic word. Alex doesn't use it out loud. She prefers quieter language, learning, growth, response. But athletes are allowed their private vocabulary, the words they whisper only to themselves. And somewhere between her warm-up swings and the measured rhythm of her breath, revenge fits just fine. The last time they met, the court told a different story. Back then, Alex remembers the way the match slipped from her grasp in increments so small they felt harmless at first. A forehand a fraction late, a retain that caught the tape and died, a moment of hesitation where certainty should have lived. Valentova had been steady, almost serene, absorbing pressure and redirecting it with unnaving calm. The scoreboard didn't shout. It simply stated the truth. Losses like that don't explode. They echo. For weeks afterward, Alex replayed it, not obsessively, but honestly, in training sessions where her coach fed her the same pattern again and again, in the gym, where she learned what it meant to push one more rep when her arms trembled, in quiet evenings, when she wrote notes to herself about courage and clarity and the cost of impatience. Now, Doha. The Qatar Open is not sentimental. It is bright, efficient, unapologetically elite. The stands fill with a global murmur, languages overlapping, flags stitched into caps and shirts. This is a place where rankings matter and reputations are tested early. First rounds here are not gentle introductions. They are declarations. Alex knows what people see when they look at her. The history, the promise, the headlines that once called her the future and still, sometimes unfairly, expect her to arrive fully formed. She has learned to carry that too. Not as weight, but as fuel. She steps onto the court and the hard safest greets her with a familiar firmness. She likes that about hard courts. They are honest. They give back what you put in. No tricks, no excuses. Valentova arrives with the same composed posture Alex remembers. No wasted movement. No nervous glances. The handshake at the net is brief, professional. Eyes meet for a second, long enough for recognition, not long enough for conversation. The match begins. From the first rally, it's clear this will not be a rerun. Alex's footwork is sharper now. Her recovery steps quicker. She takes the ball earlier, refusing to let rallies drift into Valentova's comfort zone. When she misses, she doesn't flinch. When she wins a point, she doesn't celebrate. Her focus is inward, deliberate. Still, Valentova resists. She always has. She finds angles where none seem available, sends back shots that feel returned by instinct rather than intention. Games stretch. Deuce appears like a familiar guest. This is where the old match would have tilted. Alex feels the moment arrive. She recognizes it now. The subtle tightening in the chest, the temptation to rush. She pauses, bounces the ball an extra time, looks at her strings. Breath in, breath out. This is the difference. She thinks. Not the strokes, the space between them. She plays the point with patience, constructing it brick by brick. A deep crosscourt, a heavy topspin forehand. Then, when Valentova's reply floats just enough, Alex steps in and finishes with conviction. The crowd responds, not loudly, but appreciatively. Tennis-savvy applause. The best kind. As the match unfolds, the narrative shifts from revenge to reckoning. Not with Valentova, but with the version of herself who once doubted in moments like these. Alex's serve finds its rhythm. Her return games grow bolder. She accepts that some points will be lost spectacularly, and lets them go just as spectacularly fast. Valentova adapts, of course. She always does. She breaks back. She tests Alex's backhand. She drags rallies wide, deep, long. There is no villain here, no collapse, only two young players pushing each other toward the edge of their limits. In the changeovers, Alex stays at the baseline, tracing it with her eyes. She thinks of the Philippines, of early mornings and late nights, of the long road that led from junior promise to professional persistence. She thinks of how revenge, real revenge, is never about humiliation. It's about honesty, about meeting a challenge again and answering it better. When the final games arrive, the tension is a living thing. Every point feels doubled in weight. Alex feels her legs burn. She welcomes it. On match point, there's no dramatic flourish, just a solid return.